Unified leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unified leadership. Light the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name. Unified leadership. Power and pride. We don't just talk, we testify. Unified leadership. Heart and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, croppers and rhythm, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Culture clay, truth and play. Sifu Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline, dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are, unified. What we lead, unified. Stand tall, unified. Every time, unified leadership. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive. Unified leadership.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Happy Friday. Good to see you, bro. How you doing, man?
Exceptional, getting better every day.
Man.
You know, that's my answer every time, right?
Yes. And that's a great answer. Like I told you the last time, man. Like it's exceptionally well. I think on Tuesday, you was looking for an M word on the live stream. Do you remember that? You remember you said an M word? I was sitting there thinking, I was like, mesmerizing, maybe? Maybe he was feeling mesmerized.
It's higher level, man. It's way higher level.
Yes. That's good, man. I enjoyed Tuesday.
Magnitude, you know, all those. Like,
magnitude,
memorable.
Magnificent. Yes, memorable, mesmerized. Like I say, man, it's so many. I really enjoyed Tuesday, brother. I did. I enjoyed it. I watched it when I woke up. I slept in. I did, Sifu. I didn't get back. I didn't walk in the house till about 2:45 till 3 a.m.
Oh my.
So my flight left LaGuardia at 8:30, closer to 9-ish. Got back here at like 11:15, 11:20. And then just the whole process, waiting on the tarmac, and you know how it goes, man. And then catching the Uber back out. So yeah, but man,
for anybody who doesn't know what he means by Tuesday, I have another show, and Tio's always welcome to be a guest. It's called the New York City Mastermind Experience, or New York City Experience Live, right? And I do that with Jose and Lancelot. And you've been such a great guest all the time that I said, Tio, your invitation is always open. You are always welcome because you bring such great insight and you bring such great love and wisdom that why wouldn't I want you to be on it every single time? So the invitation will always be open forever and ever. Because to me, man, you're my brother, man. You know that.
That's a fact, bro. And I do truly, depths of my spirit, heart, mind, and soul appreciate that, man, because it's such amazing people, man. I mean, you've had from, just starting with the other two amigos, as we call you all, the three amigos. Shout out to Lancelot, Theobald, brother Jose Escobar, and you three, coming together with that synergy and bringing on so many other phenomenal people, phenomenal leaders. You've had so many, man, and it's just a pleasure to be able to come on there and be a part of that, bro.
Yeah, but now because of you, I now have 10 shows.
Wow, bro.
So
Can you name them all? Can I put you on the spot and ask you, can you name every one of them? Can you name them?
Coaching Call. That's what I started with, right?
Okay.
New Tip Daily. Author's Tales. Business Prowess. The Seer Show. New York City Experience. Speaking Prowess. Oracle and the Master. I'm missing this one, right? Unified Leadership. There's one missing. What's the missing one? Where's the link? Everybody, whoever follows me on my shows, what's the missing one? Because I named, right? Did I say New Tip? I did. Did I say Coaching Call? I did. Heroes Rising. That's the one I didn't mention, right? So you got Heroes Rising. Why? Because I believe everyone like yourself, Coach Theo, you are a hero and you continually rise. That's why I came up with that show. And initially, it wasn't Jose Escobar, my guess. It was someone else who he became a mentor to me. And I'm on the board of his company. And for me, it's always about how do we rise and who are the
Yes.
heroes that we know, right? And I tell the kids all the time, I said, you don't see it, but I see the capes on your parents. They're like, what? My parents don't wear capes. I said, you don't see it, but your parents are my heroes. And your parents should be your heroes too. So every time I'm trying to elevate everything, right? And then after
Yes.
that, I said, business prowess, because I do have just a few businesses. I mean, you were in one of them this weekend, right? And for me, it's always how do we elevate? How do we make things happen in business? So that's why business prowess came out of nowhere, basically. And then the
Yes.
Sears show started when I aligned with a young lady in Australia. And what wound up happening is this girl's brilliant, right? But then she went through relationship issues, and then she lagged off. And then I said, all right, so I brought Nikki Ganjemi in, and she's doing phenomenal with it. And then after that, I said, there's more to do. That's why I keep building all these different shows. So the one
Yes.
you mentioned earlier was Heroes Rising, because, like I said, man, you're a hero, and everything that we do every day is how do we elevate who we are as a person. That's why I say what I say. I say because I believe it, but I say it because I want somebody else to take what I said and capture it. You know how many people have said, "Ooh, I like that. You made me think." You know who I made think yesterday? My doctor.
Oh, wow.
When my doctor is coming in to ask me how I'm feeling, I said, exceptional and getting better every day. That's why I'm so happy you're going to be working on me. He goes,
Mhm.
you just stumped me. I said, why? He goes, because I never expected to hear an answer like that, especially from somebody who's about to go into surgery.
Yeah.
That's it. I said, you're
Mm.
welcome.
It's good, man. Well, for the individuals listening, first and foremost, watching, we thank you. On behalf of
Absolutely.
Sifu, Rafael, and I, man, we really thank you. It's slightly early for some. For some it's late, 8:38
My
a.m.
lunchtime.
Right, right. Yes. But you know, this man just had surgery, you all. If you look at him on the screen, his right shoulder, it's kind of puffed up, absolutely. So
I still have the arm. I have the arm. It's just tucked into my shirt. So my left arm is good. I had rotator cuff surgery. I'm going to tell you how good God is. Right? I have no pain. No pain. But I also
mm,
got to tell you, because we are talking leadership, right? Sometimes you have to take things into your own hands as a leader. So, for
yes.
example, the nurses came by. They were very sweet, very nice. And this lady came over, and a nurse, and she's very nice. And, whatever, she's talking to me. She goes, I'm going to come back. I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to come and put the IV on you. I said, okay, cool. So she goes for it. She's kind of looking like this. And I'm like, oh. And my veins pop because I work out every day. So if you look at my hand, my veins up. I'm striated, right? So my veins pop. She couldn't find my vein. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can see my vein from up here. And she's down there looking. And she's like, oh, just, she misses. She
Uh-oh.
doesn't hit the vein. She's just poking me. And then she goes, oh, that's a bad spot. Bad spot. You didn't see the freaking vein, pardon the French. And then she goes for my hand, right? Misses that too. And then she's like, oh, I'm not hitting, because they see a monitor. It tells them how, if it's good or not good. So I said, thank you. I said, but if you don't mind, we're going to go with somebody else. So the whole thing is, when somebody's not doing what they have to do, sometimes we kind of have to fire them so that they can understand that their level of expertise needs to be up to par. And maybe
Yes.
she needs glasses and is avoiding it. I don't know. I don't know her story. But for her to miss me twice, And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? My name is not Pincushion.
Right.
Last I checked. So I said,
Yes.
I want to thank you, but I think we need to go with someone else. She goes, oh, I understand. She goes, I said, yeah, I'm sorry. And she goes, oh, my feelings are not hurt. I'm like, that's good, right? But we have to sometimes take control of a situation, even with a professional, which I'm sure she's done a million of these, but
Yes.
maybe she needs an eye checkup. Maybe. Because I wasn't going to be a pin cushion for the third. The third woman came, I mean, the second woman came over. She looked a little area because she already took the most two best places. So she looked somewhere else. She goes, oh, there it is. She right in, no problem. And guess what? That could have happened. That could have been avoided all along if this lady maybe had glasses.
Yes.
But even when 1,000 times they came over and said, which arm is being done? Which arm is being done? What are we doing today? So I didn't get annoyed. I would just answer them, all this. And then the doctor signed by my shoulder, and his name is Brian, right? And when he signed Brian Neely, the B looked like a heart. So my fiance came over and she took that picture of me in the hospital, and she goes, "Did the doctor put a little heart on you? Is he showing you
Yeah.
some love?"
Right.
I said, absolutely. I said, his name is B. She goes, oh, that makes sense. So I said, yes, he gave me a heart anyway because he loves me, right? Who wouldn't love a person who's happy right before surgery, right?
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, hey, most people are not. I would definitely say that much.
Mhm.
But man, hats off to you, man. They're blowing up the chat right now, man. Sending you a lot of love.
Oh man, I appreciate
Blessings,
it.
brother
Throw it on the screen if you can.
Sifu.
Anybody make comments?
Yeah,
Make comments.
I'll throw some up there for us. Shout out to my man Teddy Scott. His beautiful wife Kathy. He's under her account, but that's my man Teddy Scott, representing out of Kentucky, man. He's a He-Man brother,
Oof.
one of our good close He-Man brothers. So shout out to Teddy. We also got uh Kimberly in the house. Yeah,
Oh,
shout
hey,
out to
Kimberly.
Kimberly Wardell. Yes, sir. Canada in the house, I believe.
Yeah.
So man, when I look at these comments and I'm listening to you, brother, being within your presence, being around you, wherever you go, Sifu, you have that infectious vibe, that infectious frequency. You know, it,
It's I'm just sharing what he gives me, man.
that's it, bro, and that's all you need. All we need is seven. Seven is God. We say it all the time. That's
Mhm.
the highest form, and you lead with that. And unified leadership, brother Sifu, uh, leadership journey, dealing with adversity. My thing is this, bro. You went hard all weekend. Prior to the weekend, you were going hard.
Mhm.
Shout out to your fiance, Melanie,
Thank you.
man. Like I got to speak to her and talk to her, and I could see that gaze in her eyes, bro, when she was talking about you. You can feel that in the heart, in the spirit. She is a phenomenal woman. And they say every strong man has that phenomenal woman behind him, bro. We know
Oh, and
that.
she is powerful.
Absolutely. And I know you all put in work. I spoke to you prior to the weekend, and you told me you were making some things happen and just going well above and beyond to ensure everyone's experience, was top notch, professional. And that's what it was, brother. I'm
Mhm.
so grateful. Uh, the moment you and I embraced and put arms around one another, it was special, man. And but to know when I saw your post yesterday that wow, he went from that, because running events, you all, is difficult. It's hard. That's definitely something we could
Is it?
get into. I know it is because I've been to enough to look at Dr. Reed's face when it's all done. Look at you and just all the different moving parts and taking us to the city, back from the city, making sure everybody's fed, making sure everybody gets back seated. Stay on the timeline. So many different moving parts. your phone's ringing, clients, and all the different things that's happening. But I will say this: you're built for that. That's what leaders do, man. That's the price that comes along with being a leader and being entrusted, with other lives in your hands, because we're
Mm.
all entrusted to you. Many never got on a plane and flew to New York before in their life, don't know what train to take, the LIR, and what hotel to stay in, and you ensured all of that, brother.
I
You
appreciate it.
really did. And then to come back, and go take care of yourself. It's like, man, you poured, you poured, you poured, you poured. And I'm sure in your mind, you're thinking, wow, come Tuesday, come Wednesday, whatnot, I'm gonna be under the knife getting surgery. You know what I'm saying? But that's not priority right now. Taking care of what we do is priority. So, man, speak to that, man. Just starting 2 weeks ago, leading up to, the surgery. What was some of the things going through your mind as a leader?
All that was going through my mind was basically making sure that everyone had the most extensive, beautiful experience as we were doing. Every aspect, every situation, I had to negotiate with the hotel before, months
Right,
before. I had to negotiate with where am I getting the food. I considered a food truck. A food truck sounds really cool and everything, but I'm like, I have Sifu's mind body method, which is about eating right, hydrating, all that stuff. So
right.
then I said, I'm going to have this catered. And then I said, who do I have catered? Do I just go to like some catering place? But one of my clients said, I know somebody who's a chef. I'm like, speak no more.
Mm,
How is the food? Oh, you didn't get the food. That's right, because you didn't come. But the
yeah.
food, can I tell you, this is a young Cuban chef who owned a restaurant. Because of COVID, he had to shut down.
Mm,
Can I tell you the gratitude that this guy shared with me after the event? He even reached out after the event and he goes, how was everything? How, what did people were still raving about his food, right?
that's great.
So I made sure that we have enough food for everybody and it was delicious, right? But even prior to that, when people came, they didn't expect me to have food for them when they first got there. So I had food for them when they first arrived, tons of snacks. And because hydration is so important, I bought so much water. And then I bought different kinds of drinks for everybody. And then we had a cocktail party that night. And then we had a comedian there, John Rickenbacker, also known as Fudge. And then we had an incredible performance by, are you ready? Emmy Award opera singer, Monique McDonald.
Monique McDonald. Yes.
You heard her
Yes.
sing on Sunday.
Oh my goodness, bro.
She blew us
Wow.
all out of the water. And you know what happens in so many events, if you know what you're doing right, you create partnerships. You and I are doing this unified leadership show, but it's more than that. We've
Right.
united in such a deeper level that we have so many things in the pike, so many
Yes.
things that we're working on. And it's because we both showed up to an event, and that event was in Philly.
That's
I
right.
remember that day. And it
Yes.
was Jose Escobar, who's a great connector, and made sure that I got to know you. You were talking to a bunch of people, and I came over, and I thought Dr. Reed was going to be there.
Yes.
So, and when
Yes.
they said, "Oh yeah, he's connected with Dr. Reed," then I said, "Oh, about Dr. Reed," and I kind of started shaking my head, and you're like, "Oh, what's this crazy man going to talk about my brother?" And when I said the most positive thing
Right.
about the man,
That
right?
was it. It was sealed. Yes.
It was because he is such an incredible human. I love the man so much, like I
Yeah.
love you, brother. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, he and I both cried when we first met each other.
Wow.
When I heard him speak, I cried. When he heard me speak, he cried. Right?
mm.
And we're talking about on stage. We got to touch base first before we even both of us went on stage, and we sat at a table, and and we got to talk for some time. And then when he came up and he talked about what he's going through. This is before he actually started going blind in that eye. He was partially right. And you know my story, so I started, tears just came down. And here's the crazy thing. My fiance asks me every so often, how come you don't have tear ducts?
Mm.
Because I don't cry for no reason. If it touches my heart, then yeah, tears will well up. Um, so it was interesting. And then you know, when we get to meet a human being like Dr. Reed, I feel blessed. I feel blessed and I met you.
Yeah.
And at first, man, I thought you were like, what you saying about Dr. Reed? I'm gonna take care of you.
Hey, I have to say my side to that because, shout out to Emilio Ramon. We
Mm,
we were up there for
run the
Born to
risk.
Risk. Yes. And it was the after get together, at the restaurant.
Meeting
And
after the meeting. Yeah.
right, right. Uh I think Cutno was there. Yeah, Cutno. Shout out to Cutno. Uh
Mhm. Chris,
um
yeah. I met a couple of people.
yeah, yeah. James, who else? Dr. Gloria. Dr. Gloria was in the house. Uh, but when you started speaking about seafood, Dr. Oliver T. Reed, we both are on the other side of that mountain now because we both know what he means to each of us collectively,
Mhm.
you and I. And it's just, one of those moments where I was like, man, because we had talked a little bit and you would tell me about the dojo. You was telling me about the spot. We was just at your spot in Farmingdale, Long Island. And so for me, it was still kind of like, hey, I might not want to run up on this guy though. Because this guy, hey, this guy is a true martial arts master. Like you don't just run up on any just martial arts master, bro. So I want to put that disclaimer out there. My respect for you was on a high prominence. I promise you.
No need,
And
man.
right. And you never said not one thing that wasn't, in alignment to, the realities of what it is that we do. You had basically said, hey, Dr. Reed and I, we're gonna work together and we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna unify as in unified leadership, and we're gonna move forward in order to impact others. That's all you really said. So uh I was
No,
like, wow.
I said I don't like the man.
Nah, not at all. Not at all, bro. Dr.
I
Reed
did say that.
knows.
I don't like him. I love him.
Nah. When I talked to Dr. Reed, I said, man, you know a guy named Sifu out of New York. New York, he's like, yeah, he's coming to Fort Lauderdale, man. Great brother. Oh my God. He's got an space up there. He teaches martial arts. You and him will get along phenomenal. All this good stuff.
Hmm.
And then obviously you already know, man, when it came to Fort Lauderdale, man, just
Oof.
when you spoke, bro, it was like, wow, bro. Like
You had me
this,
going too. What are you kidding about?
yeah.
You showed me who you were that day.
Oh
And
yeah,
this is what
man.
I did, right? You had your table with your books, and you could have gifted me a book, but I was like,
Yeah,
no, man. I said, how can I support you?
that's
I
right. You
said,
did. You did.
did I even say how much is the book? I
No,
said, how
not at
much you
all.
need? I
Not
and
at
I
all.
just what it didn't matter the price. I was just handing you money. How much?
Yeah,
Because
bro.
that's what we do for one another. We support one another. You've
Yes.
supported me along the way, man. And I got to tell you, I after this we have this live. I want to sit with you for 5 minutes afterwards and tell you something that's happening that I want to support you in a way.
Okay. Great. And that's part of the leadership journey, man. For the, great people in the chat
Mm,
listening that are hear this out there on Twitch, LinkedIn, we're streaming in multiple different platforms, Facebook. Um,
mm,
please understand what was just said, like supporting one another, It's very important in the leadership journey. Shout out
Absolutely.
to good buddy of ours, Robert Lytle. Robert Lytle's
Mhm.
he's working on his book. Uh,
Nice.
I think he's close to being complete. And Robbie, he sent me chapter 13 of his book.
Really.
And, yes, and
That's
because we were talking about all of us collectively, yourself, Jose, Rob, myself, when we were talking about the Pygmalion effect, or Pygmalion effect, as some
Mhm.
say. People say it differently, but he had sent me chapter 13, and he said, "Hey, remember on unified leadership when we were talking about, the Pygmalion effect?" He said, "I dive into that in chapter 13, and I'd
Mm.
love for you to read it and give me your feedback on it." So I'm gonna give him that feedback today because I sit and read it yesterday. And,
Nice.
and I'm gonna be honest, and I want to say this because it's so vital, it's so important for anyone watching, anyone listening. He asked me to read chapter 13.
Mm.
Um, and he sent it to me via email, PDF form. And I scrolled through it, Sifu, and it was probably about 10, 12 pages. But I'm
Mm.
thinking about, man, I got to go to the farmer's market. Oh my
Right.
goodness, I got to get these ornaments to add on to the tree and all these different things going through my mind. But once I started reading the first page of that PDF, Sifu, I said, man, I need this, bro.
Mm.
Along that leadership journey, this is what real sharper than the blade really is. And he's talking about his time framework, teach. Um, I want to say it's inspire. I want to say it's mentor, and E is equip.
Mm.
And once I finished reading, I went through all 10 to 12 pages, however many it was. And I sat there for a second and I said to myself, I said, man, Robbie loves leadership. I love leadership. Sifu loves leadership. Uh, Jose loves leadership. So many different individuals. Lancelot loves leadership. Drew Sanders loves leadership. Emilio
Mm.
loves leadership. And all of us collectively, within our own reach, as He-Men brothers, we are making impact in the world. We really are. And shout out to Dr. Reed. I know Dr. Reed watches these. He does, because he'll send me little messages and
Nice.
whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's Born to Risk roll call with the veterans, it's unified leadership, it's speaking prowess, it's CLA, it's all of these different arms reach that we have collectively. It's like that headquarter mentality of, bro, we're he meant. And I love that thought. I was talking to James, not James, Patrick Sharkey yesterday.
Mm.
Pat Sharkey, shout out to Pat Sharkey.
Man,
He's like,
he's in our team for sure, man. The guy is in our
yes,
corner for
shout out
sure.
to Pat, man. Pat was like, man, you guys are special, bro. Like, something about you all. Ooh, Michael Stevenson in the chat. Man, what
Yeah,
up?
Mike.
Man, hey, we got to give Mike his flowers, bro. Like, I know he came on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to reiterate, man, Mike, I know you listening, bro. You're a special character, bro. You're a special human being. You're a special man, special father,
Mm.
husband. Man, I love your professionalism, man. Another leader, once again, stepped in and knows who he is, knows what he's about, knows the value that he can bring to the table. He's not coming in with his hands out expecting somebody to give him something. He's coming in, pulling his sleeves up. He's ready to work,
Let's
bro.
go. Let's go.
He's ready to
That's
work,
Mike.
man.
Yeah.
Driving back and forth and making things happen, man. That's real leadership, bro. That's why Sifu and I came together and said, hey, out of all the 9 shows, they're great, they're amazing. Out of
Mm.
light bulb lessons and all the other different ventures that we have going on, we want to do collectively, you and I, unified leadership, bro, and how we unify these masses of situations and people and places and things. It's really happening, brother. And I
Can,
just
can I
really
share?
appreciate
Can
you.
I share? I love what you're saying. Can I share something with people that may not
Absolutely.
know what this partnership means? It means that we're going to have a forum for people. We're going to
Yes.
have a subscription based. We're going to have where you're going to be able to get a newsletter regular basis if you're in the subscription base. We're going to have where you are part of our team. We're going to have an actual physical gathering. There'll probably be one in New York. There'll probably be one in Atlanta. Maybe there'll be one where you are. Just let us know.
Yes.
Can you host? Right?
Yes.
Because we want to be able to have people that can host us, and we bring unified leadership. But it's not just Tio and I. It's going to be, I'm sorry, Coach Tio and I. It's going to be a bunch of other leaders. So we're going to have a leadership summit, if you will, with unified leadership.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's in the works. Make sure that you chime in. Let us know if you're interested in these new ventures that we're creating together.
Yes.
Let's touch base on what we talked about last week, because
Yes.
last week we kind of cut it short, right?
Right.
And what does it mean to you, Coach Tio, as a retired Marine? What is leadership for you after serving our country? And thank you for your service
Thank
for
you.
so many years, 23 years.
Yes.
That's not a small feat, my friend. That is not a
Right.
small feat. And I'm beyond grateful to you. And this is why when I hug you, man, it means so much to me. It
Yeah, it
really does,
does.
you know. So
Yeah,
what does it mean to be in leadership after that experience for 23 years? What does it mean today for you?
man. Great question. And thank you for that question, man, because I know it can relate with so many different individuals uh, that are embarking on their journey, seafood, and
Mm,
maybe switching or transitioning from one thing to another. You know, we see a lot in our spaces as thought leaders, coaches, things of that nature. People leaving corporate, you know, and want to start their thing. They want to, you know, expand their horizons, you know, flap their wings a little bit more. And I could kind of say after service for me started with God, bro, like straight up and down. Like shout out to a few of my mentors, uh, Ross Blaine, you know, Andre Smallwood, Woody Wood, so many different others that, man, I appreciate you, bro. You know, see us that leader in you, bro. You can't help it. You still clicking buttons, bro. Straight surgeon, you still clicking buttons. But shout out to those guys because they told me, they said, hey, Clay, you know, military wise, we use last names. You know, nobody was really saying T.O., Coach T.O. It was Clay, you know, Clay, straight up. Hey, Clay, when you wake up on Monday morning and you are retired, you're not even going to know what that feels like, what it means. Uh, you're so used to just constantly go, 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 you know, phone ringing, emails blowing up, all the different things. And we would encourage you, bro, just go home and just sit your butt down. Just absorb. Just go home, bro. Think of all the days you cried your eyes out, wishing you were just home with your wife, laying in the bed, or playing with the kids in the backyard, or whatever. You worked your butt off to be able to do that now. So go do that. You know, sit down. You know, get some clarity, get some focus. And these are guys that would tell me this that were not so much longer before me retired. So um, pinpoint, right and exact. Uh, why leadership after? Because that's all I know, bro. You know, I talk about it and here to there, prodigal and back. I speak on it clearly in here. You know, I won't thumb through it and read it, but paraphrasing, I know exactly what I said. I said, man, I've been a leader since I came out the womb. I didn't know it, but somehow, some way, as I learned and developed and grew as a leader, I started
mm,
seeing those connections, that's where those light bulbs really started, shining bright. Because I was like, wow, no pun intended towards my friends that I grew up with or anything of that nature. I love them all still to this day. They know that, and we still speak. But man, if we were riding bicycles, somehow we'd be in a little, V-shaped formation on our bicycles, and I would be at the point.
Nice.
Somehow it was just the little things. I was the leader on the, little elementary basketball team, the middle school team. So again, some say, oh, when you start getting into the zodiac Sifu, it's like I'm a Leo, man. I'm a August the 10th baby. So Leos, we could be very aggressive in terms of, locked in doing what we like to do, and we could be hard headed, we could be stubborn, we could be all these different things. But when I look across, the landscape of a lot of, celebrities and different prominent figures that are Leos, I kind of see that leadership in them. And I'm not saying it's a natural thing, because I don't believe that. I'm a Vince Lombardi guy. I believe what Vince Lombardi said. Leaders are not born. Leaders are made through what God, classifies as Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego going in that furnace. Like, we got to go through that fire, bro. We go through that fire, man, and diamonds come out on the other end. So leadership, man, is what I love. And I blink, and here I'm sitting on Unified Leadership live stream with one of the greatest leaders I know. An hour ago, I was on Born to Risk live stream with another one of the greatest leaders I know. Over the weekend, I'm looking at Brother Jose Escobar, chatting connected leaders. Everywhere leadership pops up, man, I'm truly giddy. Like that's my thing, is leadership.
Yeah,
Because the greatest leader of all times is the Lord, bro. He leads us every day when we don't listen, when we don't want to do right, when we're out here acting plumb crazy, when we're lost, when we're sad, when we're tired. He still stands firm and leads. So just being able to, pick up where that left off, I think it's more important. Because again, thank you for your service. A lot of times that's past tense, but to say, hey, thank you for your service on Monday morning, speaking at Wings Academy to those young kids in the Bronx, in one of the worst high schools, coined one of the worst. I don't feel that. When I went there, I felt at home on Monday morning. Those little young kids, they embraced me. Man,
here's the thing. I want
yeah, go
everybody to
ahead.
understand. I want
Yeah,
everybody to understand what he just did. And he said he went to speak to these young men at one of the worst high schools or schools in the area in the Bronx, boogie down Bronx, right? But
boogie down.
it wasn't an easy trip, and most people would say, no, that's too far. I'm like, you got on trains. I took you to the train station, then you got on a train, and then you navigated, got to another train. And one of the things I saw you do is you had your glasses on. So I'm like, how's this man taking videos and stuff? And you took
Yes,
a video of a brother sitting across from you, and the guy was just chilling, whatever. But it showed that you're on the train, you're making an effort. You didn't get paid to do this. It was on your own dime, and you said, if I'm going to make an impact, I need to do what I need to do, which is do whatever is God has asked me to do. So this is why I love you, man. Listen, we were surrounded by so many leaders on
yes,
Saturday and Sunday at the New York City Mastermind Experience that every person who was there walked away with more than they expected.
right.
And this is when you said to me, why am I doing all these crazy things? It's because it's not me, man. You said it earlier, and I just wanted to, I'm sorry I interrupted, but I just wanted to
No,
chime
you're
in
fine.
because it's because of God, man.
Yes,
I
it
am
is.
connected to you because of God.
That's a
Right?
fact.
You you didn't stay in the service for 4 years and then leave like so many people do. You didn't stay for 8 years and leave like so many people do. You kept re-enlisting because I understand the process that you actually have to decide, make a decision
Yes,
whether
you
you
do.
want to stick it out, right?
Yes.
And my brother got out, and you know what he did? He missed it.
Right. Right.
So now he's a reservist. He's a Marine reservist, right? So
That's
he
good.
still impacts. So I think what you're doing and what you're doing with your leadership is impacting the world. I'm sorry I interrupted, but I needed to let people
No.
know who you are, man.
Yeah,
You
bro.
are this beautiful gift from God. So thank you.
Man. And that's where our strong suit as leaders collectively together really reign supreme, Seafood, because it ditto right back at you. The boomerang, I flip it right back because,
Mhm.
bro, you lead with such a, oh my goodness, man, like you lead with real love, bro. Like nobody's unloved in your presence. You speak on things that the average person just doesn't, Seafood. And that's just being honest. Like you have a deeper layer of true, genuine care for people. And
Mhm.
that attribute as a leader, is something that I can honestly say, bro, everybody doesn't have. We can learn leadership all day. We can
Mhm.
study and read and do all the amazing things to develop as a leader. However, there's some things that is God given that are those specific chosen people from the Lord, and you're one of them people. And that's why this unified leadership thing is so impactful because you and I talked about it. We talked about
Yeah, let's make it a heart, right? Make a heart, half a heart, because I only got one. I'll give
yeah,
you another one.
yeah, yeah. We really talked about that deeper layer, and particularly for me, and I could honestly say it, man, that fascination of the discipline aspect of martial arts, bro. Every time I see the Shaolin monks, training and the little boys, and they're tying them up with ropes and stretching them out and just things. I've shown it to my sons numerous times, like just those documentaries of the
Mhm.
Shaolin temples and how hard they train and the discipline, and they're crying and they're barking out. It's like, man, as a country,
Yeah,
to
it's
think
nuts.
on that level, where sad to say, some other countries, we're out of shape grossly. We eating
Mhm.
fast foods, we're doing all these things, and it's like, and that again, when I looked at, I wish I could share that. Well, actually, I can. I think I did, but when I looked on your wall in the military, we call it bulkhead. But when I looked on your wall and you had the paintings of the different, uh, here we go.
Fighting scenes.
I know it's kind of hard to see, but
Yeah,
you know what that is. It's
of
kind of
course.
hard to see from
I
here.
paint them.
Yeah, all the paintings of the different, styles of actual movements.
Yeah,
The movements, man. Like each,
applications and fighting sequences. Yep.
oh man, do you know how special that is, people?
Thank you,
Like
man.
just looking at that, bro. Looking at the photos, that you've been with so many other individuals that train, and high prominent individuals in the battle space, bro, is what I call it. We took pictures together with, some of the good, uh I don't even know what to call it. The stick with the
We did a
blade on it.
spear, right? Yeah, we did a spear.
Yes, bro. Like it's special, man. I'll just leave it at that, bro. Like
Mhm.
it's leadership journey, man. When I think of your journey, I can see you, man, like in Soho District somewhere, sipping hot green tea, learning from the master. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
being disciplined, getting back on the train and going and doing exactly what it is that you are dialed in and locked in to do. All the different things happening on the sides of the streets, but you're dialed in, bro. Like I want to continue to grow and develop. And one day they will call me Sifu. You know, you didn't earn that title just by just sitting on the couch, bro.
Ooh,
It's just my thoughts, man. But it's special.
yeah,
It's
man.
special.
Listen, you I don't want to take anything, and I thank you. You said boomerang, bam, right back at you because
Yeah.
everything I see you doing, you're helping so many people. You
Yeah.
truly are. You impact, and that's a word that I really appreciate because I don't want to change people's lives. You don't want to change people's lives. You want to impact their lives so they
Yes.
change it themselves. Because who are we? I'm nobody. I'm nobody
Yes.
to change anybody's life. I can show them the way, but once again, you could beat a horse to death, but it won't drink if it doesn't want to, right?
That's a fact. Right.
So it's about the impact that we can share with people. And I believe that you do that beautifully with all that you're doing. I think you need more coffee. Uh,
Yeah, that was the last sip right there, bro.
Look at my cup. Look how big my cup is. This
Yes.
coffee's making me awesome, right?
That's awesome, bro. Hey,
I
well,
got
look at this one. Look at
let
this
me
one,
pour it
bro.
to you. What?
Retired.
What? Look at that. You know what we need?
Yes.
A unified leadership cup.
Oh, we do. We need that, like, definitely, bro. Unified leadership is
Leadership.
special. It is, man. Like, when
Take a
I
look
think
at
of
my
unified,
look at my
go ahead.
jacket. Wait, look at my jacket. You saw this. I can't even. Oh, what side is it? It's on this side. You saw this on one of my walls, right? That I
That's
painted.
right. Yeah, bro.
Right. So
Max
every
Fitness,
drawing
yes.
that I've ever done, I put on shirts. So you know this one's gonna go on a. This is a nice jacket. We're gonna do some
Yes.
really nice swag. Raise your hand. Put your hand out there if you want to get some swag from Unified Leadership. Look at
Yeah.
our logo. Our logo is bizarre. Look
Yeah.
at. I'm gonna lean so
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
fire,
move out of
bro.
the way entirely so you guys can see it. Right.
Yeah, that's
Look at that
fire, dog.
logo. Look at that.
I love the representation of that, man, because again, man, you know, we're living in some crazy times, as we all say, not on no conspiracy theory craziness or anything, but it's the more unified, man, in my
Mm,
opinion, see, who the better, bro. Like the uni, if you just study that prefix of, you know, that word, man, uni, uh, it opens up a portal, man, of just so many amazing things that builds upon builds. You can't, you know, say
mm,
university without uni. You can't say unity, unify. You can't say
mm.
unicorn. Like a
Right.
what is a unicorn? Like a unicorn is that like that's what we
That's
strive as leaders to be a unicorn in the space in which God provides for us. And I have to say this, and I don't know if he's still with us. He may be, he may not. But you
Who's
know,
that?
brother Mike, man, Mike he looked me in my face and he said, "T.O., uh, I come from the area in which you're going." Talking
Mm,
about the Bronx, about the Bronx Zoo. He was like, "Man, you know, I can be honest with you, brother. I think, you know, you should stay put here. You know, you don't need to go up there and get no room and nothing like that. Just, hey, you just trust me. Stay here. Seafood's going to come and get you in the morning. He's going to take you to the train,
mhm.
take it to Penn Station, transfer it to the two, and it's going to take you straight to where you need to go to, you know, and
Oh, we lost Theo for a second. Come on back, brother. So, well, he's coming back. Uh, yeah, one of the things that we found out is that it would have been better if he stayed with some of the people, and he's coming back. He's coming back. He stayed with some of the people that would impact other people as well. So he was going to actually rent out a room, and I said, "Don't do that, man. We got you here." So I made sure that somebody there who had a spare bed can take him in for the minute, and so he was able to stay with Dr. Brian, and Dr. Brian is an exceptional human being. He's also an incredible leader. I got to tell you. So, Tio, I hope that you can come back and join us. We're still live. Looking forward to having you join us back. If not, then we will have to wrap it up in a little bit. Accolades to Coach Teo Clay. If you don't know who this man is, you need to have a virtual with him, right? You need to get in touch with him in
Okay.
a certain way. He's back, but
I'm
what I
back,
want to do
bro.
is I want to share it. Can you go to the banners and share your link because I want people to connect with you, and then
Absolutely.
eventually you'll share mine too, right? So this is the way you connect with Coach Teo, right?
Yeah, man.
Light bulb lessons. I got to tell you, he's got his phone number there, people.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
listen up. No spam, okay? If you go spam, I'm going
Right.
to go with one arm and I'm going to kick your butt. So no
Yes.
spam for Theo Clay.
That's the business line right there. So
That's
call
it.
that one, man.
So
That's the light
I'll
bulb
hit you
lesson line.
with this sleeve, okay? So no
Right.
spam.
That's the light line right there. And I can honestly tell you, that phone number gets utilized. 770-383-1967. I know, excuse me, I know it from the depths of my heart because many veterans call that line. And I
Mm,
pay for it. I use Nextiva. It's like
nice.
$56 a month. I pay for it religiously every month, and just randomly, I will get a call on there.
You
Teal
got
Clay
to
light
talk to
bulb
me.
lessons.
You got to talk to me. I'm going to get you to do it for free. Same number.
Okay, all right.
Same
If
number.
you can hook that
This
up,
is
I
what
will
leaders do,
appreciate it.
right? I'm
Because
going to hook you up.
I cannot stand here and endorse Nextiva. I can't. I've had a lot of roller coaster with that, man. The text messaging not working and all sorts of
Are you
different
going to
stuff.
get text messages? You can get text messages and unlimited calls, no
Yes,
charge.
but I'll be
Only
real
for
when I
you.
tell you, it's random veterans will call that line. Well, sometimes it may be a daughter.
Mm,
Hey, my dad served in Vietnam, and
wow.
we need some help with trying to get him some help with the VA. Can you help me? And
Wow.
sometimes seafood more than not, it's not about trying to get them as a client, more so than being that open kimono liaison to be able to point them in the right direction.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
So that number also serves as, hey man, if you're struggling,
Put
it,
it back up. Put it back up.
yeah,
Let me see the number, please.
yeah, you're struggling, bro. Like I've had those calls. Again, that calls come like, hey, uh, I worked with you back in Japan in 2008. I've been watching you on, Facebook or whatever. And I'm struggling right now, bro. Like my wife left me, 6 months ago, and I just can't seem to get over that hump.
Mm.
So it's again, 770-383-1967, man. Um,
And listen,
call
I
that
gotta
number.
say that we're gonna make that even better somehow. Unified leadership is gonna step in as a team, and we're gonna
Mhm.
somehow make better connections to help more veterans, right? Because
Yeah, man.
it breaks my heart to see people who serve that country. We have freedom in this country because of you guys. And then we forget you? What? Without
Yeah.
you, we wouldn't be here. So how can we not help? Listen, I did not serve, right? But every time I didn't enlist, but when they said back in the Jimmy Carter days, yeah, that I'm ancient, but you know, um, or was it Reagan? One of those guys. When they said you have to go to the post office and put your name in and get your number and this and that, and every week I had to go check. I checked and I said, if they take me, I'm Colombian, and if Colombia
Yes.
said you got to go serve, I would have said nope. But if US asked me, even today, if they called me today and said, Sifu, you have to come serve, I'll
Yeah.
be there. I'll be there.
Mm.
This country means so much to me. And for those people who protected my freedom,
Yeah.
we need to do more. We definitely, as leaders, we need to do more. I'm going to share with you a tip that occurred to me while I am sitting there waiting to be a pincushion.
Mhm.
A thought came to me, and I said, and I even said it to my fiance. I said, it doesn't matter who you are. You put on the same scrubs. You put on, by the way, they gave me cool purple socks. So I thought of Prince. For the
Yes, sir.
Prince. He's probably had socks
Shout
like
out to
these, right?
Prince. Yes.
Shout out to Prince, man. That guy
Yes.
he was jamming.
Amazing, bro.
Oh
Amazing.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have all his CDs that when he was alive, I have them all, right? So I said, it doesn't matter who you are. You still put on the silly hat. You still put on the scrubs. You're half naked. You got these little socks and you're freezing. And then thank God they gave me a warm blanket.
Mhm.
But I said, it doesn't matter who you are. You go through the same.
Right.
You go through the same treatment. The nurses don't care who you are. They know you're a patient. The doctors know. Even if I was some celebrity, they would have treated me the same. So I said, this is a leveling ground. We've never usually step into a leveling ground every day. But some people will go to the hospital and they'll go, don't you know who I am? I'm a celebrity. I'm this. I'm a billionaire. Who cares?
Right.
What you want them to do is to be the best leaders they can be so they can take care of you. And that was the thought that came through my head. And I said to my fiance, you see, anybody who comes through here is treated exactly the same. And that's what we need to treat people like. They're people.
Right.
I never see a celebrity as a celebrity. I'm sorry. And any celebrities watching out there, I see you as another human being with a heart, with a gift that you're going to share with me and everybody else. Thank you for that. Right? We all have gifts. Every one of us is a celebrity in their own right.
Yes.
So for me, that's important. I think we're coming to the top of the hour, brother.
Yeah, bro. And man, I thank you. I just thank you for just showing up, being here, being present in the moment, being on deck, bro. Like you could easily, hey, Tio, I had surgery, bro. You could take it this week and whatever. But
I was,
no,
I
bro.
was, I was on my way in. Yes, actually, I was already in the prep room at this time yesterday. So,
Yeah, bro. You on deck, dog. Like that's
but God
that.
said you got to show up, man. I said
Yeah,
yes,
bro.
I will.
Yes. And I appreciate you. We appreciate you for showing up, man, and fighting through and uh just being who you are, bro. Like it's we say it all the time, man. Like it nothing worth having will ever come
Mm,
easy.
mm,
It's just not. You talked about the 23 years. It didn't come easy, bro. It sucked. Like
mm,
I'm looking dead at the freaking camera on this little iPad. It sucked,
mm.
like straight up and down. But the reward is just knowing that,
Oh,
hey, man, we stand for something more. What contribution are you going to leave? And great Dr. Reed always says it, man, like, you're writing your obituary every single day, and it's not so
that's
much to,
powerful.
yeah, and it's really not to, be braggadocious or anything of that nature. It's just straight up like, hey, man, what contribution are you dedicating every single day, to society, to your community, to your household, to the people to and from. I experienced it this weekend as everyone else. Like we were well taken care of. There was not one time from the time I boarded the flight in Atlanta, got off in JFK, got on the train, walked in Sifu Rafael spot, did I not feel taken care of.
Mm,
My wife could rest at ease here in Atlanta. I text her, hey, seafood, hey, I just went in seafood spot. I'm here, babe. Okay, enjoy it. Have a great time.
mm,
All the way up until Deb and I left. Shout out to Debbie.
mm.
We hugged, we embraced in Penn Station. It was like a movie, seafood.
It
It
was
was it was like a movie, bro. Because we talked on the train from Farmingdale all the way to Penn Station, just pouring into one another, showing one another immense respect, love, care. And we debarked off the train together. It's people everywhere. It's New York City. There's people coming, going every angle. And we're standing in the middle. She's got her luggage. I got my backpack. And she looked at me and cocked her head and said, you know what, Tio? I love you, Tio.
cool.
She said, you have a great spirit. And I'm so grateful I got to meet you this weekend. And I said, I love you too, Dad. Thank you for coming, being with us. It meant so much. And let's stay in touch. We hugged, we looked at each other. She went her way, I went mine. Like that feeling of that moment was the New York experience. New York is New York, but the experience is a deeper layer of being with the right people at the right time in the right season. So I love you, Sifu, man. Take us out of here, bro. Take us out of here.
Before we do, I want to, you had a table at the event. And one of the things that you did is you packaged your book and you were looking for one of my employees.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Diamond.
She had to leave, right? But here's how beautiful they are. They have two beautiful kids and they wanted to be there. So her and her husband took turns because they had no one to leave the kids with, right? And their kids are 5 and 7. My God, can I tell you that's the future right there, man. This is why I impact so many children. And so for them to be there, and then for you to meet both not Monique, Diamond and Caden.
Caden, yes.
Right.
Shout out to Caden.
They're both incredible human beings. But then you did something that kind of blew me away. Yeah. And you left the book for her because she was already gone. Her husband already had taken over, right? And you didn't know at the time that her husband was Caden. But
I didn't. Yes.
But then you and Canadian connect.
Then we connected. Yes. It was that spiritual divine connection, bro.
Yeah. So when Melanie gave her the book on Monday, she was blown away. She was like, "Oh my God!" She kind of blushed a little bit,
Yeah.
But the impact that you make is really exceptional. And one of the things I want to tell people is, no matter as leaders, we sometimes have to have some fun. So I'm going to share with you what I've been wearing on my shoes, for my feet this morning.
Yes, sir. That's good to go.
Because my fiance bought me these slippers, and I got to tell you, when she first bought them for me, I was like, "What?" So yeah, Elmo.
Yeah, man. Tickle me Elmo, bro. That's classic.
But that's on my feet, right? So, and they keep my feet warm, and I'm like, I love these things. Yes, so I'm a little silly, but hey, man, as a leader, you have to find the fun in life.
Find fun.
Because otherwise, you're going to be a sour leader. Don't be a sour leader, people. Don't be a sour leader. Have a little Elmo in your life like I do.
Yes.
How could I share that with you, brother?
That is so potent and impactful, bro. Have it, just seeing that, bro. Like that's it. That's what we can ride through the weekend with on a heart, mind, and spirit, bro. Just be yourself, be authentic. Melanie, hey, shout out, man. Much love, and I'm just grateful for you, brother. And shout out to Elmo, man. Shout out to Elmo. Elmo's a great individual that has touched many hearts, minds, and spirits all across the world for many, many years. Real leadership, real impact. Elmo. Yes, sir.
One day we'll have to talk about the Muppets and how impactful that was for so many.
Definitely.
Especially Elmo, right?
Yes.
I've done during COVID, and I know we're going to wrap it up. During COVID, I kept all my members, and I gained new members from all over the world. I gained members from Australia. I gained members from Arizona, across the country, because I kept my classes fun. I did virtual classes for Kung Fu. And what wound up happening is, in one episode, I played in Elmo's voice the whole time for an hour.
Wow.
And I had Elmo in my hands, and the kids were loving it because I popped up with the hello, kind of thing. So it was kind of funny. And my fiance took a video of me doing it. So she goes, "I should show that more often." I'm like, "Well, kind of, yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, that's it, man. Make it worthwhile. Is it impactful? Is it effective? There's one commander I worked for. He's a Navy commander, submarine commander. If there's 7 submarines out in the ocean under the water, he's in charge of all 7 of them. Captain Doug Wright, United States Navy, retired.
Oof.
Doug Wright said, old school, just you see me like, man, that's a commander. Well, anyway, he said it, man. He said, in terms of us leading, mentoring, and guiding these students here at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, in terms of them going out to be Navy officers, Marine officers, we can only measure by the effectiveness in which we've taught them. And he wrote effectiveness in his own hand, writing up on the board. And man, that effectiveness stayed on there. All the other things that got put on that white chalkboard,
Right.
That effectiveness stayed on there for the 3 years that I worked there. And just hearing you just say with those kids, you got in character, Elmo, man, it was effective. That's what leadership's all about, brother. Love you, man. Love you so much.
Brother. Do me a favor, hang out. Everybody, do me a favor. In case you don't know, this Unified Leadership Show is also on Apple Podcasts. Find us on Apple Podcasts. Find us everywhere. And remember, we're going to have a subscription soon that you can get all the great stuff that Coach Tio and I are putting together. We're going to have coffee mugs. We're going to have T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, the whole deal, shirts like this, varsity jackets. We're going to have so much. But the most important thing is that this show will continue. And in one day, we want to meet you in person when you come to our live event.
Indeed.
Everybody,
love y'all.
God bless.
God bless y'all out there. Have a great weekend.
All right, everybody.
Unified leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unified leadership. Like the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name.